My mom is a good person. I don't deserve it, but I'm glad that I have. 16 years old, I entered this place. There's a day that goes by when I don't think about that night. I stay.
Give me a sense of freedom. I'll always struggle. Struggle in my own way. I'm scared of things now. Scared of the past. Scared of the future. Never a closed chapter, just waiting and hoping. He's helped though. Freedom.
Hey, Mom.
I hate those guards. They search through everything every time I'm here.
You know they have to search you.
I know. I spoke to Mr. Johnson today. They're going to try to get you clemency.
What are my chances?
Well, they said there is a chance. We'll get you out of here.
No, you won't. The only place I'm going is that table. My time is up.
Ethan, stop it.
No, Mom, I won't. They want me gone, so they're going to do whatever it takes to get rid of me. No court in this land can save me now.
But we must fight.
I have been fighting. I've been fighting them for years. They won't be beaten, neither. Forget about me. Just move on.
I can't do that. You know I can't. We're all I have left. I won't let that get taken away from me. I won't.
What's that? Is that for me?
Now don't get mad.
Why would I get mad?
Well, I went to see her, Adele. She wrote me this.
You saw her? If they find out you saw her, you could get in trouble.
Shh! I won't. She wanted me to give this to you. She knows about today.
I don't know, Mom. I don't know if I can after everything.
I won't lie to you, Ethan. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see if I could change her mind.
I've caused a lot of hurt. She won't change her mind. I'm sorry I turned out what I did.
You had nothing to be sorry for. Now, they might not ever listen to you, but I always have. I know who the real Ethan is.
Thanks, Mom. If I don't see Mr. Johnson before, thank you. Thank you for believing in me.
Well, I won't need to. You'll see him all right.
But if I don't,
Then I will. I promise. You were the cutest little boy when you were growing up. So clever and full of confidence. I was proud, Mom. I know I've never really said it, but I was proud.
jeez, Mom, stop it, will you?
You always liked to explore as a kid as well. I remember your first baseball match.
You do?
Of course I do. You were such a nervous little thing. But you still went up there and hit that ball as hard as you could.
I remember that game. I did well. I was surprised.
And then after the game, we went out for dinner, me, you, and Grandma.
I miss Grandma. I remember that meal where I had ribs.
You sure did. Then you got all that sauce all over your face. Your Grandma and I were laughing and laughing. You carried on eating away as if you hadn't eaten for days.
Where was Dad that day?
Oh, can't remember. I'm sure he was busy.
You seen him lately?
No, not really. It's just you and I, boy. He's probably rotting in that old trailer of his.
Strange how he'll probably live till he's 100 and die because he got no more money for booze or drugs.
And yet you're in here, living through this.
I bought this on myself.
You didn't really, though. It was your dad and I's fault. We didn't take proper care of you.
We had some good times, though.
Yeah, sure we did. Now don't you go forgetting those good times then.
I won't. I never have, and I never will.
I relive those days. And it was us two, fighting the world.
It's time, Mom. It's time for you to go.
But so soon, what are you gonna do?
Giving me time to think. Not that I haven't been thinking the last minute of every day for the last 10 years, Mom.
Right now, don't you be afraid now. You stay strong. I'm gonna get you out of here. I love you, my beautiful boy.
I love you, I really do, but we both know I'm gonna die in a few hours. Let's try not to deny that.
I love you. I know I've not been the best mother in the world. Your parents, we weren't exactly the best parents in the world. Oh, Ethan, I ran away when you needed me.
You're here for me now, and I need you the most. Please, when I'm gone with your life, I've wasted mine.
There is still time. We can get you out of here.
Oh, Mom, this is it.
It's gonna be all right. You'll see. It'll all be fine. I'll make it all wrong. I love you, my beautiful boy.
I love you.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I'm just sorry.
Mr. Johnson, my lawyer, he's been with me from the start. He's been leading the fight. He's good. Wants to get me clemency. Wants the Board of Governors to realize there's still doubt to my guilt. Feels my sentence is disproportional to that of Chris or something. Half of it I don't really understand.
I get so frustrated at how long it takes. When someone's done wrong, they deserve to be punished. When a kid is naughty, you punish them and you tell them why. You don't wait and wait wondering whether they've done wrong or not. Why isn't it the same for this? Maybe I'm just stupid, but when somebody's committed a crime, they deserve to be punished.
They make you wait and wait in here. Even for the smallest little thing, like making a phone call.
My folks and I have been campaigning to get Ethan and Chris executed sooner. But each time, Ethan got given clemency. They just kept delaying his death.
I I heard about the campaigns led by Adele that sentenced me to death. I got clemency a few times. Give me more time to prove my innocence. More time to think. Who knows?
We got a good response on Facebook and Twitter. We got the media involved, and I gave a few interviews, but not that many.
I heard one interview by Adele. She spoke about still feeling trapped and scared.
I spoke about what happened and how I wanted Ethan gone. Out of my life and out of society.
It's hard to hear someone talk about it in that way. I was young. Being in here 10 years, it makes you think. I've not ran in 10 years. Been in a car in 10 years, or on a plane ever. I told my mom about the interview, and she and Mr. Johnson were holding a march of solidarity for me.
The march they held for Ethan was crazy. They were trying to split up the community. Those for and those against.
Mr. Johnson ran into this radio show called Execution Watch, held in Texas. From that, I received a lot of letters, some offering me support, and others that told me to rot in my cell. These people didn't even know me. Just assumed I was some kind of monster.
Hello? Oh, hey, Mama. Yeah, I just heard on the radio. Yeah, 10 years, Mom. 10 years I've been waiting for this. I'm a little shocked. I didn't think it would ever happen. Yeah, you know the state's let me down before. What's Dad said? Come in. Oh, hang on, Mom. You know, somebody's at the door. I'll call you back. Okay. All right, bye.
Adele. Hello. I'm Rose. Ethan's mom. I hope you don't mind. It's taken me a long time to find you.
Good. I didn't want to be found. Certainly not by you.
I know you must be angry and hurt.
Angry? Hurt? You have no idea, do you?
I didn't want to upset you. I should go.
Wait. Why are you here?
I just wanted to talk to you. To see how you're doing. I don't want any confrontation.
What did you expect? You show up here unannounced. Your son is a monster.
I know it hurts. I can't begin to imagine your heartache.
10 years you've had to talk to me. Why now?
No reason. I just thought, now what with everything?
Everything? What do you want?
I really shouldn't have come. I'm gonna go.
Tell me. I have a right to know.
It's Ethan.
I'm bad.
I think you should see him.
What? You want me to go to see
He
him?
hasn't got long left, Adele.
What do you mean?
You haven't heard, have you? It's tonight.
Yeah, I heard on the radio. Midnight?
Midnight.
Good. I'm glad. He needs to go.
Adele, please, I know you don't mean that.
What, like how he didn't mean to kill Sam? Like how he didn't mean to attempt to kill me?
That wasn't him, you know it wasn't.
I don't know who that was that night. I've been trying to answer that question ever since.
I'm just as broken as you.
Broken. How the fuck can you come here and say that? Like what you're going through is anything like me.
I just want what's best for Ethan. He doesn't deserve all of this. I know you think the same deep down.
Oh, you know how I'm feeling. And then you accuse me of being in denial.
I didn't say that.
Oh, please, you know exactly what you meant. I cared for Ethan. I was worried about him when he started hanging out with Chris. But what he went on to do, I can't forgive him for that.
Dale, please. Would you at least think about it? Give something to hold on to.
I wrote this.
For Ethan?
I always knew this day would come.
I prayed for a long time. Pray he won't leave us.
I pray that he does. I can't love the way that I used to. When I walk down the street, I'm always looking over my shoulder. I'm still scared.
Killing him will just continue the cycle. You and I both know that. The pain, the hatred, they'll all still be there. We might not be able to stop his fate now, but we can ease the pain. What's in the letter?
That's between Ethan and I.
Listen, I'm not for a minute saying he did do wrong. But does he deserve to die? Really? He was so young back then. He's a changed man.
I don't doubt that he is. But he was there. He did this. I kept my life. I'm trying to move on. Where's Sam? He doesn't get that chance.
He meant a lot to you. Sam, that is.
Sure he did. We were young, but we were old enough to understand our feelings. And it got taken away, and that hurts.
I know Ethan didn't want any of that to happen. He said before.
Ethan don't really care. I remember seeing Sam's mom and dad when I got out of hospital. And they told me about how they had to go and identify Sam's body. Police told them it would be too traumatic, but they knew they had to go. They knew 100% that it was Sam. Before they went and saw him, they were against the death penalty. Now they're all for it. At least you'll get to say goodbye to your son.
Oh, please. I can't begin to imagine the pain they went through. But Ethan, he is a good man. Oh.
Don't matter what he is now. It mattered then. The county don't care what he's like now, and neither do I. Sam didn't deserve to die. His parents didn't ask for this. Neither did I.
He did do wrong being there that night. I admit that. But that's all he did. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And maybe I should have been there.
Maybe you should have. You played a big part in fucking his head up. Maybe you're the reason he's in there. You ever asked yourself that? You let him get abused by his father. You remember that time you just left him with his dad? You just disappeared.
I know I wasn't the best mother growing up. I let his father control the both of us, but I still cared for him.
He needed love. He still needs to be loved, and instead he came to me. Needed more than anyone our age should need. And I couldn't help him.
You did what you could. You did more than I ever did. He thinks about you a lot.
I don't want to know that. I can't know that. I need you to go. Please.
I'll make sure he gets this.
me I shouldn't forgive him, but my heart questions it. I believe in the death penalty. I believe that you should deserve to die if you've done wrong. Yeah, I wrote to him. And I hope that he can feel better, but maybe so that I can feel better. So that I can sleep at night. Knowing I did the right thing.
I make no excuses. I was there. I could have stopped him. Did I try? No, not really. Not as much as I could have, but I'm not a heartless man. I wish I did. I wish I could turn the clock back. But you get no second chances. I was caught and this is my punishment. They treat you like a cancer in here. Ready to cut you out and destroy you. I'm sorry for what I've done, the lives I've hurt. But I'm nothing but Thurman now. I can think about nothing else except for that night. I just wish I'd never gone out. Never stepped foot in that park. He's like a rash. He gets to you, and you itch. You try to get him to go away, but he just comes back and spreads. That's Chris. He got executed last year. I don't think he gave much of a shit, but a lot of us in here do. We do care. We do regret. I dream of seeing the sun again. On my face. To breathe fresh air for as long as I want. I know it won't happen. My mom and Laura try and keep me upbeat, be positive, but I can see it in their eyes. They know it don't look good. The authorities, when they get a chance like this, to get someone bad out of society, they jump at the chance. They want to exterminate us. I've had a few books in here. You let me leave this world. Leave my confinement. My favorite is The Fellowship of the Ring by Tolkien. God knows how many times I've read this book, but there's one line that sticks with me in particular. Do not be too eager to deal out death and judgment, for even the very wise cannot see all ends. I have very little hope, though. 1,356 deaths since 1976. Only 150 were exonerated. The average time before being acquitted? 11 years. 11 years people have spent in one cell believing they're going to die while trying to fight for their lives. I've been in here 10. I tried fighting. When I got in here, I fought. But I've seen too many people leave. I know the outcome. The script is being written, but I want to try and change it. Being in here, it detaches you from any desire. Leaves you with remorse, regret, and anger left in you. I don't know much, but I know that I'm the skeleton of the man I could have been. Some say I deserve all this. And sure, I committed some bad things, but does anyone deserve to live like this? I hear they treat you like an animal on the day you go. They strap you in, arms, legs, everything. They don't want you to move. Want control over you that one last time. I'm scared. I won't tell my mom, but I'm scared. My mom is a good person. I don't deserve it, but I'm glad that I have. 16 years old, I entered this place. There isn't a day that goes by when I don't think about that night. I stare at these walls, wondering, what went wrong? Why did I listen to him? Why did I let him take control of me?
I was 15 at the time. Ethan and I were seeing each other, but we were never in a relationship. He comes from a rough background. I remember him telling me about his dad.
He was an addict. He turned violent a lot. He was a heavy smoker and he would force me to smoke. I remember when I was 8 years old. I said, "Dad, no, please. No."
He'd threaten him. Said he'd burn his wrist with cigarette butts if he didn't smoke for him. He was
Weak if I didn't smoke. That I wasn't a real man. So I smoked, became addicted. My mom was rarely around, and when she was, she wasn't very maternal. She used to say she loved me. I don't know if she ever did.
Ethan told me that his dad used to laugh at him when he spoke about going to college.
I wanted to go to college, better myself, you know. Teachers used to say I was a kid with a brain. Dad never used to believe it.
He was a Rogers. Apparently no Rogers had ever gone to college. Being a Rogers meant being a real American. None of this intellectual stuff. When I first met him, I felt sorry for him. I'm not perfect by no means, but I can tell when somebody is fucked up. Who could blame him, though? I just wanted to be that person he could talk to.
I didn't know Adele long, but I felt like I could tell her a lot. We got on so well. So I thought.
He was a laugh. But I was really young. Naive, I suppose. He wanted something more, and I just couldn't deal with that. But he changed when I met another guy at a party.
His name was Sam. He was a popular guy. One everyone knew in town.
He was smart, funny, and so caring. I couldn't believe my luck when a guy like that asked me out on a date. I knew I had to call it off with Ethan. Make it clear that we were just friends.
I was angry, upset. It seemed like everyone at that point in my life just wanted to stay away from me. Things seemed to turn even darker when Adele met Sam.
He started drinking a lot. He came from a rough background, but he'd always tried to resist it, stay strong. It was as if he'd just given up. Everything came crashing down around him. I suppose it was my fault.
When I look back at it all, I don't blame Adele at all. I was on a dark road before she came into my life, and I'm just sorry she got caught up in it all. That I am truly sorry for.
I can remember Ethan not having many friends, and then all of a sudden he'd be going out every night. It's a small town here, you see. News gets around quick.
People used to say I was turning into my dad. I had a bunch of guys I used to hang around with. Thought they were looking out for me, especially Chris. Used to drink a lot, encouraged me to do the same.
Yeah, I remember Chris. He used to get real violent when he'd been drinking. How they belittling people. The thing that was most frightening was that he was only 18. He knew people, though. You didn't want to mess with him.
Chris would turn when he was drunk. We used to play these stupid little games like seeing how many car tires we could slash in a minute. Stupid things. Now I think about it, but we were just kids. I had no clue.
Ethan had no clue what he was getting himself into. No one did, really. See, Chris didn't come from our town, but you could tell very quickly he was trouble. How Ethan didn't realize it, I don't know.
At the time I met Chris, I was living with just my mom. My dad had turned even more violent when she'd left. I knew I had to find her, and it was a relief to be safe.
I never met his mama, but she seemed like a nice lady. She cared.
She used to let me go out with him. I always knew she wasn't very happy, but never knew we got hold of any drink, mind you. I remember one night, Chris knew a guy was having a party Friday night in May.
Sam used to always wait for me when I finished work on a Friday night. I'd always tell him not to, because it wasn't that far to walk. But he'd always ignore me and come wait anyway. I really wish he'd listened to me that night.
We left the party early. I was a little drunk, not as bad as Chris. We were walking down the street towards my house.
Where I used to work, there was this little park opposite. Swings, slides, that sort of thing. I had a bit of a bad day, so Sam and I headed for the park. We used to go there to have some fun. For a laugh.
We were walking down the street towards my house. We could hear all this laughing, lots of noise. Chris being Chris, he wanted to see what was going on. There's this park not far from my house, you see.
We were just laughing and messing around on the swings. It wasn't that late, but there was no one around.
Chris headed towards the park. It wasn't long before I suddenly remembered that laugh. It was Adele. I'll never forget that laugh. It was so beautiful. I tried to get him to move away from the park entrance. One thing with Chris, he won't listen when he's drunk.
I can remember Chris suddenly turning up drunk. He shouted my name by the park entrance. I could see he was with somebody else, but I didn't realize it was Ethan at the time.
She knew it was Chris straight away. She told him to go away, but instead...
He started to jog towards us. I wasn't scared to start with. I thought I could handle him. That's when I saw Ethan.
He started to run towards him. I knew I had to try and stop him, get him to come home.
Sam stepped in front of me, but Chris just stood there laughing, and he wouldn't stop.
He felt the need to ask her why she'd left me for Sam. I didn't want no trouble. You gotta believe me, I didn't want no trouble.
Chris was yelling about how I shouldn't have left Ethan. I grabbed Sam's hand and we began to walk away, but Chris carried on, making jokes towards Sam, until Sam snapped.
He turned to him, told him to back off.
And Chris saw red and pulled a gun from his jacket.
He started pointing at his head and laughing.
I remember shouting at Chris, telling him to leave it.
He told me to keep a lookout.
Ethan got closer to Chris, telling him to put the gun down.
I tried to wrestle the gun off him.
And the two wrestled, and then there was a loud
BANG! There was silence. Sam lay on the ground, blood pouring out of him.
I tried to stop bleeding, but he'd gone. I knew I had to get it out of the park.
Chrissy ordered me to grab Adele. I don't know why I did. I didn't think I stopped her.
I remember Chris then pushing Ethan on me, laughing in my ear.
Pointing the gun at my head. He ordered me to undress her.
Ethan began undressing me. He went all weird, like the devil got a hold of him.
I just wanted to let her go. I'd done her pants and top. Chris pushed me over and jumped on.
And he began to...
If I tried to stop him, he would shoot her.
I had my eyes closed, but I could hear sirens.
Before leaving, he jumped up and left her lying naked on the ground. He turned to her and pointed the gun.
I had my eyes closed, but all of a sudden I felt this piercing, burning feel.
He shot her in the stomach.
I could feel the blood pouring out of me. I lost control of my eyes, or so it felt. I could hear shouting and then nothing.
This cop, he came into the park. I ran away as fast as I could, but he managed to get hold of Chris. He told me to help him. I don't know why I did. Maybe I thought if we both got away, I'd be safe. I didn't think. I just grabbed the gun and started shooting at the cop. I kept shooting till I ran out of bullets. I ran home, fast as I could. Blue lights and sirens everywhere. I ran straight up into the bathroom. I had blood all over my hand.
Next thing I know, I'm lying in the hospital with my mom and dad next to me. And then a cop came in and told us that they caught Ethan and Chris.
Someone had gone to them, told them we were involved. Next thing I know, I'm locked up in a cell.
I wanted to tell him that very night. But I couldn't do it. I've let him down so many times in his life. I'd hate me if I was him, but for some reason he just keeps on forgiving me. He even tracked me down when I left him with his lowlife of a father. He's such a caring boy. Always giving love when he doesn't get any in return. I know he loves his father deep down. He shows maturity of a man twice his age. When Ethan came to live with me, I worked 3 jobs just so he had nice clothes and food. That meant I couldn't help him with his homework, hug him when he cried, even just asking how his day had been. He had to grow up fast, I blame myself. Of course he was going to get into a bad crowd. If his own mother can't give him some time, where else is he going to go? Adele, though. I never met her, but his little face would light up whenever her name got mentioned. Ethan hadn't long been back living with me. I used to wait up for him every night. I never knew why. One night I must have dozed off. I woke up to the sound of the front door slamming shut. I was scared. It was Ethan. He was out of breath and crying. But all I could stare at were his hands. There was blood all over them. I tried to get him to talk, but he wouldn't. Next day I heard on the news a murder had taken place involving a boy and a girl and a cop. I've kept this a secret for years. Ethan only thinks I know what he did because the police came round and arrested him. I've lied to him. I called the police. I picked up the phone. I should have known what would happen. You do something like that, you should have called. You ain't ever getting off for that. And now it's all too late. I won't ever get to see him again.
We believe in this world is for the best. At the end of the day, no one cares. Not long left now. I regret what I did. I wish I could turn the clock back. I was a kid back then. Now I'm a man. A man of great regret. This is my life. They're a part of me now. Probably my only friend. Only thing that's been around long enough. Whether you believe in the death penalty or not, what you gotta do is enjoy life. Cherish it. Because you never know when your time is up. Life is all about time. Sometimes it goes quick, sometimes slow, but at the end of the day, we all run out of it.
I forgive you. Adele.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.